Yeah. Hello.
There we go.
Hello. We are live. Happy, what day is that? Happy, what is October 22nd? It's a Wednesday. Welcome to Video Journey Academy Live. My name is Anthony.
I'm Gabby. I lost
She's
a day, so I have
back.
no idea what's
She's
going on.
back. Thank God she's back. And we are voice actors. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far. We only have one
Sure.
more week. Next Friday is Halloween.
How is it almost November?
It
What is
is wild,
happening?
right? Yes, it is. It is beyond wild. So, but
Wow.
it's wonderful to have you guys. If you are new or you haven't done so yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button.
Mhm.
Especially if you're on even if you're joining on X or whatever, because we seem to be having a nice number of viewers on X as well. Make sure
Sweet.
you hit that like and share button on X as well, on YouTube, wherever you are, Facebook, all that jazz, and hit that bell notification on YouTube and hit the all. Make sure you got. I know it stinks, but you got to click the all so that when we do go live and you get notified. And we have a lovely chat.
Yeah.
So put
Mr.
your
George has already joined us.
yes. What's up, George? Good to see you, my friend. George in class last night in tech class.
Oh, nice.
Good to see it. Yeah. So make sure you leave a comment, say hello, tell us where you're from, and any questions you might have. So Gabby, like I said, it's wonderful to have you back.
Thanks.
Lord knows, I don't even remember what I talked about yesterday, but I'm pretty sure we were on the topic of social media.
Okay.
And yeah, I think what I was talking about yesterday was the I think the audience, I was focusing on audience. You know what I mean? Like when you're posting on social media, who is your audience, and how a lot of us
Yeah.
get down that kind of rabbit hole of posting mostly for other voice actors.
Yeah.
And
That's what I was just gonna say. Don't be the voice actor that markets to other voice actors, right? What's the point in that? Yeah.
no,
Okay.
absolutely. So yeah, so that's kind of what I was talking about yesterday.
All
And I
right.
think moving in today, moving further into social media, I think we wanted to even begin to talk a little bit more about the logistics. I mean, even what kind of posts,
Mm-hmm.
what different platforms, because we had a lot of
Yeah.
people who mentioned on here yesterday they hadn't even started their social media yet. So, that kind of
We
stuff.
should definitely talk platforms. I think that's a great thing to kind of review. And
Yeah.
just so everybody's on the same page with that, because I mean, well, gosh, if we think about it, like, unless you go back as far as something like MySpace, right, which doesn't exist
Oh my
anymore.
goodness,
I
MySpace.
know.
Yeah.
Is Facebook officially like the oldest social media like that still exists? You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
good
I
question.
think it is. I think it kind of is.
Yeah,
At least from the popular standpoint, it is.
it's true. That is
So,
true. Yeah.
Facebook as a result tends to grab um what I would consider to be a slightly older audience because they're more comfortable with it. They've been using it longer, right? There's less of a learning curve there for them. And so, Facebook, I think really if you're trying to reach, the 40 and over crowd, there's a very good possibility that they're gonna be on Facebook. Yeah.
I
And
think
it
most of them.
yeah.
I think most of them. That's where most of them hang out. Yes, I would agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of their platform of choice, and so that
Mhm.
becomes an important distinction because like anything else, right, demographics, age plays a huge role. So when you're
Mhm.
thinking about the demographics of your clients and your audience, yeah, that's something to take into consideration. Then we have X, Twitter, right, which kind of grew up right behind it, a few years behind, but ultimately with X, because originally it was so much more concise and it was such a simplified platform, a lot of people went there, and it still holds a lot of popularity, but I feel like X has become more a little more controversial, a little bit more of like a political platform. Like I don't quite know how it happened, but yeah, X has really become this weird kind of middle ground where, a lot of Facebook users are not only coming there for what they consider to be like a news feed about their friends, their family, information about the world, but also the occasional gripe.
Yeah.
Twitter has become sort of the platform for everybody, whether it's just regular people or celebrities, to kind of gripe it out, you know?
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I mean, we've had a lot of viewers
Mm-hmm.
from X, Twitter,
Yeah.
X, whatever it's called, and
Right.
I think it has become also more of a platform to post shows on.
Mm.
I think more and more shows are being run through X as well.
Mm.
So interestingly enough, I mean, I think anywhere you go. So, but yeah, but definitely that's X is become more of a place where I feel it's a place if you want to go and get, like you said, people griping and even political griping and
It's that
stuff like that.
strong opinion, right? Like, I
Mhm.
have a strong opinion or a strong belief in something, and I'm gonna throw it out on X and kind of see who
Right,
else is with me, you know?
right, exactly.
Which, depending on what the topic is, right, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing or a negative thing. It can actually be very effective
Oh
to
yeah.
kind of get cross sections.
And I would say too that it still is like if I was to go on tomorrow
Mm,
or today on X and
yeah.
post, "Hey, I have a voiceover job," I'd get like 10,000 hits.
Oh,
Like, I
easy.
mean, it's so, there are, it became very popular, and I think it still, to an extent, is depending on the job work. I think a lot of people were frustrated with X or whatever the direction it
Yeah.
took. So there was some other platforms that were created. Unfortunately, they really did never take off.
No.
And but there's a lot of there was a lot of video game casting that went through X and still does. So a lot of
Yeah.
people have got it casted through X, and
Yeah.
things like that. So again, all these platforms, as they progress through, I guess, their life
Mm.
and change and stuff, there's still value in them and
Oh,
knowing
for
what
sure.
they are and what you can get from them.
One thing I forgot to mention about Facebook too is that a big draw with Facebook is the groups.
Mm,
It's these communities or this
mhm.
perception of these little community hubs that have evolved through Facebook that really don't exist on other social media platforms. Um,
I agree. I do think that
yeah,
Discord took a huge chunk out of
and Reddit.
Facebook communities and
Yeah.
Reddit because of
Mhm.
Facebook didn't, I think, go far enough. They tried to create more of a community chat style,
Yeah.
but it was just not the posting. They didn't revamp the posting. So, anyways, the point
No.
is that you've got all these platforms. So, Gabby, what platform? If there was one platform that did we talk about LinkedIn yet?
No, we haven't. We got a lot to go
Oh,
yet.
sorry.
We
Yeah,
got
keep
we
going.
got LinkedIn, we got Instagram, we got Twitter, TikTok. There's a lot. Okay, so let's keep going. Instagram. Instagram is where you find your millennials and some of there's like a weird middle ground, like, so Instagram, you're primarily going to see your millennials, but then you're going to have a little bit of dip over to the hip Gen Xers and the more mature Gen Z. So it's a very visual place, right?
Mhm,
If you're
mhm.
on Instagram, it's not about words. I don't see Instagram as a place that you go to read. You know? Nope. It's about pictures, it's about videos, it is about visual stimulation.
Yes.
And now with video being as integrated as it is into all these platforms, I mean, yeah, it's really the driving force. Like, video is
Mhm.
ultimately what you utilize on those platforms.
Absolutely.
Um
I
And
think
that's
oh, go
one
ahead.
of the reasons why I think it attracts the younger people, because there's a lot of people who don't like the posting, right? They're lurkers. They don't, you go to their own account, their account is virtually empty. Like, they don't post
Well,
things. They're
it's
there to
interesting
scroll.
too, Gabby, is this is you were talking about, I think there is, even though these platforms are still around, there
Mm.
is kind of, you can see the generation in which they became
Oh
popular.
man, for
Like, so
sure.
for us, I remember my backyard talking to a friend when Facebook went public about investing.
Mm.
Should we invest in Facebook? Anyways, so it was like it had gone down to $27 a
Oh,
share
wow.
when it first came out. You know, it's like I don't think it's gonna go
Oh
anywhere.
my gosh, that's so funny.
Anywho,
That's so funny.
yeah. So,
Whoopsie.
anyways, yeah, whoopsie. But like for example, Instagram. So like I have a lot of students that I taught way back when Instagram became popular, and they heavily use Instagram
Yep.
still, which is interesting, right? They don't
Yep.
use TikTok because they're in their like, they're in that next generation. But then you have TikTok, who is the younger generation. Well, and then of course Snapchat is underneath a lot of that, right? Snapchat,
It's in there too. Like
and it's
Snapchat.
not going away, which is
No.
interesting.
Snapchat and TikTok are definitely the stronghold of the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas. They love them. TikTok, yes, there's a ton of different viewpoints about the security and the things and the who owns it and blah blah blah. But we can't deny how popular it has become. And
Yeah.
again, much like Instagram, but it's even faster than Instagram, if that's possible, right? Things are
Mhm.
shorter, quicker, more in your face. Snapchat is the one that honestly kind of weirds me out. I'm not a big fan, but again, younger generation is. Um, you don't hear a lot of talk about Snapchat being used for business purposes, though, or as a business platform. It really doesn't have a lot of value there. And then we have what I think are the two sort of outliers because they're so specific. And one is LinkedIn and the other is YouTube. So, LinkedIn, as we all know, right, it's the corporate business sector. It is meant to show yourself as a professional in your industry, it is a way to
Right.
communicate with other professionals. It's a very valuable tool.
And it's very unique, right? Because it is,
Yeah,
I mean, there's no really other social media
no.
platform that focuses on business.
No, and on jobs and,
Right.
yeah. So it's very unique in that, and people have a ton of success with meeting and, speaking directly with clients and getting relationships built. And regardless of whether or not you're going for a corporate audience, you really should have a LinkedIn profile and appearance. Sorry, words are not my friend today. I'm like literally grasping for some of the things I want to say.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay, thanks. But yeah, you should have a presence. There it is, a presence on that platform because it does look good in
Mhm.
Google results and search results and that sort of thing. And it's one of those places that again kind of legitimizes you as a business person.
Yeah, I agree completely with that. We have to make sure that when people do find us or look for us or they go about, we have to remember that people are going to do research on
Oh yeah.
us. And the word you just used is perfect for that. These websites, these social media platforms, LinkedIn and stuff, they legitimize us. They make it, we're
Yeah.
not a robot. We're not AI, right? We are real people, and that because I mean, think about it. Even here's a perfect example: when someone messages you, and they offer you, they're looking to hire you.
Mhm.
One of the first things I do is I go to LinkedIn to go check and see,
For
are they
real.
actually real? Is this
Or
like a
and
scam or not? You know what I mean? We go to check on them.
and
That's how we check.
then and this has been a big discussion here lately that I'm sure you've seen a lot of, Anthony. It's all the people talking about are the profiles AI generated, right? Like, does your profile picture look human or does it look like an AI built it? Like, so there's like I had a client just last week who reached out to me, and I'm gonna be honest, everything about it seemed a little weird. So I went to Google and I Googled her name and I was like, okay, like she's a real person, but like it until I got
That's
the
the
full story, it
right.
all seemed very weird. And I was
Well,
like,
and
is
that's
somebody trying to, dupe this person or pretend to be them? But yeah,
well, I was gonna say, and that's gonna be even harder for us moving forward because real people are going to use AI.
I know.
So
I
it might
know.
all come across like AI, but it is a real person on the other end.
I
So it's very
know.
difficult. It's going to just be more and more difficult to know what is real and what is not real. And I think there's going to be even more of a push, and you're seeing it, to get away from
The filter.
just so much of it, right? Like just to be
Yes.
more of like a talking, more personal contact because here's another thing. If you watch videos online, the videos are getting so crazy that like you have to really look at them hard to determine whether they AI videos or not anymore. And you can see it though because they'll
Mhm.
still have like an arm will go past through a wall or stuff. But
Oh,
like
yeah, there's
like the
always
stuff is like, is
something,
that
yeah.
real? Like it's like it's pretty
Mm.
wild how crazy it's getting, right? Like
So I'll tell you, this is a really odd little anecdote, but I was watching the zombie movie 28 years later, which was kind of a big deal that it came. They had 28 days, 28 weeks, whatever. This was a long time in the making. And there's this moment where there's a soldier that's been dropped into this quarantine zone, blah, blah, blah. He meets this local kid, and this kid's never seen a cell phone because he's grown up completely isolated, right? And the soldier hands him his phone to show him a picture of his girlfriend, and the kid goes, "What's wrong with her face?" And it's a very typical Instagram filter, like what we're kind of used to seeing. And of course, this guy's like, what are you talking about? She's gorgeous. Give me that. And the kid actually goes, "Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, there's somebody back home who, if she eats a shellfish, that happens. Like the lip injections and the
right,
Botox."
right.
And so that was such an interesting take. And I'm like, I think that's where we're going, that there's going to be a big backlash against all of the enhancements and the filters and the things, because it's just one more thing that makes it harder to discern if somebody is real or not. So,
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah,
So
yeah.
all right, so we have all these spots. So we're talking about
Mhm.
LinkedIn. Now YouTube.
Yeah, so YouTube again is kind of an odd man out because it's not technically a social media platform, but it is. And it can be utilized as one. And the reality is that if you're creating any kind of video content and you're on any of these other platforms, then it behooves you to cross promote the same material on YouTube because of Google's ownership of YouTube and how highly video ranks in their search algorithms. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think as we look at all of these platforms, what stands out to me also now is understanding what each one of them is built for, right?
Yeah.
What to do on it. So for like example, YouTube, right? I mean, it is clear, right? We know YouTube is always built for video,
Yeah.
all right? And just video in general. And I think that has for us, I don't know, Gabby and I mean, it's played a significant
Yeah.
role and a huge, for me at least, played a significant role in my business. But moving on to like LinkedIn, right? Video, yes, some video works there, but it's
Mhm.
not a video centric platform.
Mhm.
Right? It's understanding. I always look at, I said this before, but I always think of, if you think of them like all these different social media platforms, like TV channels,
Yeah.
like one channel's like MSNBC,
Yeah.
one channel's like Fox, then you have another channel like CNBC, right? It's like more
Right.
like LinkedIn, like it's like, or like a very professional business oriented. Then you have another like Instagram, right? Is a very like you know, uh, very
Yeah.
visualized, picture oriented. Then you have like a Discovery Channel. Then you've got like the news. You got like quick news thing, right? Like X.
Yeah.
I mean, like they all like look. So all of these channels. So I think
It's
what
very true.
happens is, if you look at it that way, it gives you for another view of what type of things,
Mhm.
what type of posts people expect to see on those platforms.
Yep, for
And I
sure.
think, yeah, that allows you then to start to, consider how to craft, your
Yeah.
post.
Yeah. And I mean, we've got a couple of comments too that I think are worth
Cool.
mentioning. George said Blue Sky has a pretty
Blue
vibrant
sky.
community of
Mhm.
VO artists. And yeah, Blue Sky is another one that I feel like it's new, and not everybody's taken to it, but the people who have certainly seem to dig it. Like a lot of other platforms, I don't know if it's going to be around. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to stand the test of time or not, but we can only wait and see. Jenna was asking what groups on Facebook would you recommend joining? It's a great question, Jenna. To be honest, there are so many of them. I don't have a specific recommendation. I just kind of
Well,
say get in there, search around, look at the different voiceover groups that appeal to you, like join it, poke
so of
around
course, I
a
mean, of
little
course, we're
bit.
going to recommend you join our group. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, I
VO
always, oh my
group.
gosh, yeah, speaking of which, I forget
But
that
what
there
is
is one.
funny, because, and I think the reason I'm just going to go on, the reason why is because we so heavily have moved to using Discord
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
have a Facebook group, and it's been there, and we have many thousands of members in our Facebook group, but
Yeah.
we just still so heavily use our Discord group that, it's still there, it's still part of it, but but yeah, but we have a group, VO Journey. That's
Right.
a great group to join. But Gabby's right, there's so many as well.
Oh my gosh, there really are.
I would say
Um,
guard your loins.
yeah.
Because I think, when it
Yeah.
comes to joining Facebook groups, it just, there's a lot of amazing, upbeat, excited people who are looking to help, and then there's some
And
disgruntled
there's
voice
the
actors.
opposite.
Yeah,
Right.
who, are just not having a good year or 10.
Or just right. And
So,
they're just so you have to just kind of spend a little time,
oh,
see what you encounter, and then make a decision about that group. Do you want to leave it or stick with it?
mhm, mhm.
It can be rough out there. So yes, for sure, be prepared that you're not always going to see the most optimistic people. We have long said, if you've got enough time to be on a social platform moaning and complaining, you ain't working. In which
Absolutely.
case, how valuable is your advice, really? So,
Absolutely. Well, I
so
wanna say
yeah.
hello. Angela joined us. Hi, Angela. Angela
Angela,
Olfest is here.
what's up, girl?
She is, of course, amazing. She has her own channel, and she's a part of VOJ. So we love having hit the like button, y'all.
She
Yes,
said, "Hit the like button, y'all."
hit the like button, please.
That's great.
But yeah, so I think the fate that just be aware that, just because somebody's maybe not happy doesn't mean that's the
Yeah.
rest of everybody.
No,
So it is,
no. But it
yeah,
can be a little discouraging. It's
it
why
can
it's
be.
why we see a lot of people leave one platform in favor for another. So
Hmm.
it's just a matter of what appeals to you. Now, real quick, because I mean we're already over time.
Yeah.
But like Discord and Reddit, just keep in mind that while they are social platforms, they are used more for research and for information gathering. There's almost zero promoting happening on those platforms. As a matter of fact, like people they make recommendations, they make referrals and suggestions, but like if you show up on a Reddit or a Discord and you're trying to like actively promote your services, you're probably going to get kicked out of the group.
Yeah, you're right. Because I think they're not they're not more like an open source
Yeah.
type of, well, they are open source, but they're not. Yeah, they're exactly like Gab said. They're not meant for marketing your services. They're meant for being, in a community
Yes.
that's,
Yes.
but it's, yeah.
And
So,
the good news is those communities often have like a zero tolerance for
right,
BS, which is great.
right.
And it makes getting what you need and doing some research on companies or people or situations very easy.
Hmm.
But also, if you can get in good with some people who are active in Discord or Reddit and they end up recommending your services,
Yes.
there's the benefit, right? There, especially like in the author community or, things like that. So, yeah.
No, absolutely. So all right, so when we come back tomorrow, we're gonna, I think, we kind of did the 20,000 foot view of
Yeah.
what each of the platforms are and kind of what's there. We'll kind of start to dive into, maybe what type of posts, what are we trying to accomplish? What are the
Yeah,
audiences on them that we should be targeting, etc.
for
I
sure.
do want to, yes, Angela's awesome. Make sure, yeah, we want to check out vosjourney.com. We have some incredible opportunities to come and learn with us and be a part of our group to learn and grow and build your voiceover business, vojourney.com. And we have different tiers that you can join and be a part of.
Yep.
Also, just as a reminder, we're kicking off our audio dramas, which is super exciting. We have the After the Siren, which we talked about. We also have the Mask of Medusa, which is going to be pretty fun. And we're going to be starting that at least this week or next week. So that's a blast. So there's just a lot of fun things. And lastly, if you haven't checked out Academy Voices, that is our platform. It is growing by leaps and bounds. I know I say that every day, but it's true. It continues to be true. It's just
so
ridiculous.
true. I'm almost. I can't wait to see what it looks like in 2026 because I think it's going to be a big year.
Like even this, I mean, so we are, and then adding now our audio dramas to this is exciting.
Yeah.
And then with Angela as well, you know, we're going to be adding more authors, so even more PFH, more per finished hour work. So it's just a lot of exciting things going on there. So check that out. All right, guys. We love you all. Take it easy. Have a good one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.